Hi there. This is a small but perfectly formed Hobson Moor Quarry. Never been here before. There's some intriguing looking lines, especially in the HVS grade category, which is kind of my playground at the moment. So really looking forward to this one. It should be fun. Okay, that's a nice move. Very satisfying. And some good gear. Just my sort of climbing, that. Loved it. Now this striking looking line is a route called Gideon. It's the first route I noticed when I walked into the quarry, so I'm really keen to give it a bash. That was awkward. there. Certainly gear in this route, that's for sure. Right. That'll take a cam for sure. Ooh. Nice. Oh, yeah, tough on that. Now I'm stood under a route called Gideonite. I got the first full ascent in 1976 by Jim Campbell, although it was climbed about 16 years earlier, apparently with a couple of pegs. The guidebook says it's harder than it looks. Well, I've looked at it and it looks nails. So I'm approaching this with a mixture of trepidation and excitement.
care.
So, Hobson Moor Quarry, was it worth it? Damn right it was. Really nice climbing here, especially in the HVS range. Let's start with Parker's Eliminate. Well, that's the best route of the day, I think. Fingery, delicate, just my jam really. Crux probably just about halfway. But I thought it was pretty sustained all the way up, to be fair. Up until about 3/4 mark, and then it's just, you just romp to the top. But brilliant route that. Definitely if you're here, it's one to look out for. So what was next? Then it was Gideon. Oh yeah, Gideon. That was hard. Probably for me, the crux was the jamming crack at the top, just simply because I'm rubbish at jamming. But don't underestimate the beginning. Really quite awkward. And I had to think about that a lot and talk to myself a lot about it. So yeah, it's a tough one, that. Really tough. And what else was there? There was, oh, Gideonite. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be harder than it looks, and it looks hard. So yeah, be wary of that. I thought it was quite pumpy, this one, actually. There is gear on it, more than you might imagine, and more holds than you might imagine, but still pretty tricky, I think. Crux, probably just coming out from the roof bit was probably the crux, and then establishing yourself in the corner. That was probably a crux for me. But yeah, well worth coming here. Well worth getting on all three of those routes. And also a special mention, because I like doing special mentions, there's a route called Cruise Route, which was a really solid VS, brilliant route. I think it's probably a good shout for someone who wants to do the first VS, actually. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in another one.